चल ठीक है. Question 38. And lessor enter into a 10-year lease of equipment with the lessee. The equipment is not specialized in nature. It is not specialized in nature and is expected to have alternative use to the lessor at the end of 10 years. Means the ownership is not transferred at the end of lease term. Under the lease, the lessor receives annual lease payment of 15,000 payable at the end of each year. Payable at the end of each year. Lessor expect the residual value of equipment to be 50,000 at the end of 10 years. Lessor misses expected residual value. Lessee provide residual value guarantee that provide lessor from the first 30,000 of the sorry. Lessee provide residual value guarantee that protect lessor from the first 30,000 of the loss for a sale at a price below estimated residual value at the end of lease term. Means what was the expectation of lessor? 50,000. But lessee has given a guarantee of how much amount? To protect them from the loss? Correct now. Understood. This is the way of confusing you. In exam, you think about what loss, Baba. Are. Simply, the information, this is important, this is GRB. Nothing more than that. Yes, sir. So, what is UGRB? 20,000. Okay. The equipment has an estimated remaining useful life of 15 years and the carrying amount is 1 lakh and fair value is itna. So, fair value is 1 lakh 11,000 and carrying amount is 1 lakh. Okay. The lease does not transfer ownership of underlying asset to the lessee at the end of lease term or contain an option to purchase the underlying asset. The interest rate implicit in the lease is 10.078%. Thank you very much. They have given what? Interest rate implicit in the lease. Thank you very much. Yes, sir. How should the lessor account for the same in the books? Now, first question in your mind, whenever lessor books, the first question, whether finance or operating lease. I said whenever GRB, UGRB given, it cannot be operating lease from examination point of view. Because for operating lease, there is no concept of interest rate implicit only. There is no concept of GRB, UGRB. Means it is a finance lease. But can you see, they have said ownership will not be transferred. They have said lease term is not covering major part of the economic life of the asset. They have also said that one more point, this is equipment is not of a specialized nature. Now one doubt will come. This all thing has given to confuse you. You know why they have given this point? You know these all point. This all point has given to confuse you. You will think it is what? Operating lease. When it will be financed. What is the first point? Ownership will be transferred, not transferred. Purchase option, not purchase option. Specialized nature, not specialized nature. What is the lease term 10 year? What is the economic life? They have not given na. Economic life is how much? हाँ तो it also not covering major part of the 4 point not satisfied. Now in examination hall you might be in a confused stage. 4 point not satisfied. You might think, acha, oh, it is an operating lease. I have just given one hint. GRB UGRB it is a final lease, but in exam hall just try to understand. In exam hall नहीं चलता. क्या नहीं चलता? दिमाग नहीं चलता. Believe me. Believe me. Means whatever your teacher has said वो तो नहीं चलता. Believe me, it is my personal experience. सब बकवास. Exam day is very important. Means whatever you have prepared, that is bakwas. It is my, I am saying this is true not only for those students who got rank, not only for those students who failed. I am saying for everyone. Exam day is very important. Whatever you have done previously, now it does not matter only. It does not matter. You are fully prepared, in exam hall you will die. Suddenly something will happen. Your mind will stop working. Therefore, I always say it is my personal experience. Go in exam hall without thinking much. Just go, whatever will come, I will write. I just want to say something. You know about Sachin Tendulkar? His first match of international career was with Pakistan. He was the age at that time 16 years. Means that age, that time no one has came for cricket. That time. Now there may be some youngest player than him. 16 and he was just a little boy and he looked like also innocent boy. Correct now. You have seen his younger picture? Just like innocent boy. That's like 10-year boy he looked like. And that time Pakistan, all the bowler were the toughest bowler in the world. Wasim Akram, you know Wasim Akram? You know cricket? Wakar Yunis, you know these players? They are dangerous bowlers. And in India there was no such bowler that time. Till now also that type of bowler we don't have. Now you can see everyone was imagining that he will play only one ball and then will come back. And that time Wakar Yunis has given one ball and suddenly it was hit and blood was coming. First match, test match, 5 days. You know the pitch, everything. If you know cricket, I am very much. I love playing cricket also and watching cricket also. Now we don't have time to do. I don't watch now. Initial days better. Only entertainment. Only two things: movie and cricket. That time, no mobile. If you want to get some entertainment, we used to watch cricket or go to movie hall. Nothing more than that. So blood was coming. Now any player at that age means at that age, not at any age, will go to what? Pavilion. Retired her. He said खेलेगा. Understood? So that I want to say, at any situation, you need to say लिखेगा. लिखेगा, you know, Hindi word. खेलेगा means player. लिखेगा means write. In any situation, you need to say लिखेगा बाबा. नहीं आता ना लिखेगा. I'm just using Hindi. Even though you don't know, you should say I will write. Whatever I know, I will write. This is my match, na. I've given so much time for this match. I can't leave it. Whatever will happen, we'll see. Whatever I will accept it. But these 3 hours I will write. These 3 hours I will write. Don't ever think to go to your pavilion. Understood now? Don't ever think. And I will say 60% students die in exam hall with the first question. First question they will see and they will surrender. They will not surrender by leaving exam hall. They will surrender mentally. Mentally they will surrender. So what I am saying, the student do not pass because of preparation. As the student do not fail because of preparation. They are preparing. But exam day, at that point of time, most of the students surrender next attempt. In mind they think next attempt. So what I am saying, any situation, you need to always say likhega. Whatever question is coming, just say I will write down. Whatever you know, write down. Correct? So what I was discussing about this, the first, whether it is now you say whether it is a finance lease or operating lease. Finance lease, and can there is one point left. There is one point left which is not given. The present value of lease payment substantially cover what? The fair value, initial fair value. Can you going to apply that? I will to first prove that it is a finance lease. 4 point they have given which is not satisfied, but 1 point is left. And student will be confused with that only. They will say, 4 points are not satisfied. If the question has clearly mentioned it is not a finance lease, they will go for what? Operating lease. So you have understood it is a finance lease because GRB use GRB given. Correct. Now second point, he is a manufacturer or non-manufacturer? Non-manufacturer. He is a manufacturer or non-manufacturer? Nothing is given. That question is silent. How can he say he is a non-manufacturer? Huh? Where it is given he is a non-manufacturer? That you have assumed. You assume na. No. Array lease will be used for the sale also. They will not say na they have entered into sale contract because sale contract is not there because ownership is not transferred. Whenever you say sale means on ownership is transferred immediately. Release contract only. Release contract. Got it? So can question is silent. Now when question is silent, what you will assume? You need to assume either non-manufacturer or manufacturer. What you will assume? बोल दो anything you say na. Non-manufacturer. I also think we should assume non-manufacturer. From my point of view, if I don't see suggested solution, my first impression will come are non-manufacturer. But if you see the heading, consider as dealer or lessor. Means they said lessor accounting for finance is dealer lessor. Means they have assumed what? Manufacturer or dealer. But from the question it was not clear. Now ICAI subject to solution, they have assumed the lessor to be manufacturer or dealer. Now what we will do in exam? I will say in exam give both nare. How much time it will take? Give both. Whenever doubt is there. Correct now. It will not take much time if you have understood the concept. It will not. And the good point is that in this question there is no IDC. There is no initial direct cost. Initial direct cost is not there. Means interest rate implicit on lease will be same for manufacturer and non-manufacturer. If they have given IDC and is given the question interest rate implicit on lease has been calculated by considering IDC, it means he is a non-manufacturer dealer. It is given that interest rate implicit on lease is not calculated by taking into is calculated by not taking into consideration that IDC, then he is a manufacturer. So that information will be given, or they will use market rate of interest. If they have given market rate of interest, it means manufacturer dealer. So if some information given, we can understand, but no information given, how can you understand in exam? So I will say, as a safe point of view, this type of questions should be done by giving both alternatives. First we'll do manufacturer, then we'll do one non-manufacturer. Correct? Is it okay? So can we do question number 38? So first we need to find out nature of lease. First we need to find out nature of lease. So for nature of lease, what we should do? Bolo. Write down. Point number 1. Nature of lease. As per IND AS 116, if on inception of lease, present value of the present value of lease payment, present value of lease payment plus UGRB. When we have done this point to find out nature of lease, there was fourth point. In fourth point, it was present value of lease payment substantially cover fair value of present value of lease payment plus UGRB. Check it. Check it. Present value of lease payment. It is present value of lease payment. Correct now. Present value of lease payment only. Can is the present value of lease payment plus present value UGRB will be always equal to what? Fair value. Are you able to understand? The present value lease payment should substantially cover what? Initial fair value. Correct? So present value lease payment, not UGRB, huh? Correct? Present value lease payment substantially cover the initial fair value of underlying asset. correct? So if on inception lease present value cover this, then lease will be classified as what? Finance lease. We need to find out present value of lease payment. Present value of lease payment means present value of fixed lease payment plus GRB discounted at IRR given. Correct now. So what is the lease payment? 15,000 multiplied by present value annuity factor at what rate? 10.08% for how many years? It is 10.078. 10.078 means they have also calculated it the way we have calculated. Correct now. 10 year na plus what is GRB? 30,000. 30,000 into present value factor 10.078% as on 10th year. So it will be 15,000 multiplied by what? It is 6.124 plus 30,000 multiplied by what? 0.3828. So this will be equal to 91860 plus 11,484, which is equal to 1,03,344. Got it? Then we find out present value of lease payment to fair value in percentage. So it is 1,03,344. What is the fair value? 1,11,000 into 100. How much percentage? 93.09% now. So it means it's substantially cover. Since present value of lease payment substantially that is 93.09% cover initial fair value of underlying asset. Therefore, given lease is classified as what? Is classified as finance lease. Of course, in the books of Lessor. Got it? This you understood? Now we'll do point number 2. Accounting treatment in the books of Lessor. Assuming what? Assuming Lessor is manufacturer or dealer. Got it? The first assumption we have taken, he is a manufacturer or dealer. So in this point number 1, revenue will be recognized at a lower of will be recognized at lower of Point number A, fair value of what? Underlying asset, that is how much? 1,11,000. And B, present value of lease payment discounted at, already we calculated this, discounted at market rate of interest, that is you can write down the rate of interest, which is equal to how much? Already we calculated 1,03,344. Therefore, revenue to be recognized will be equal to 1,03,344. Correct? Fine now. Very simple. Then you need to find out cost of sales. Madam, cost of sales will be equal to carrying amount of underlying asset minus present value of unguaranteed residual value. So carrying amount how much given? 1 lakh minus what? 20,000 multiplied by present value factor at a rate of 10 point, sorry, what is the rate? 10.08%. 10.078% for 10 years. But I will suggest you that don't calculate it, take it as a balancing figure. What is the balancing figure? This figure. Otherwise some difference will come. Just calculate it, how much coming, as per calculation how much coming? 7656. But the difference is what? Same difference. Oh, exactly it is coming same. Then okay. Means the interest rate was exactly calculated correctly. Correct now. But I will say always take as a difference. Otherwise there will be some difference between fair value and whatever you are recognizing. Correct now. I think now you become smart. So you can understand whatever I am saying. It is 7656. 7656. Which is nothing but, if you want to write down, this 7656 is nothing but 1,11,000 minus what? 1,03,344. In exam don't write down this, huh? In exam don't write down this. Correct. So this is equal to how much? 92,340. 344. 344. Simple. Correct. So point number 3, what is the selling profit? So how much revenue we have recognized? 1,03,344 minus 92,344. What is the profit? 11,000 is the profit. Got it? So this is in the books of what? Lessor. If he is manufacturer dealer, let's see how the answer has been given. They said how should the lessor account for the same in the books of account? You can see they have calculated net investment and lease. Net investment and lease is 1,11,000. That will be equal to fair value. However, Ind AS 116 has not used the word net investment lease in the books of manufacturer dealer. Okay, but we can understand 1,11,000 is the net investment and lease. Correct. Cost of goods sold is 90,340. We have calculated this. Revenue we have calculated this only. Property is 1 lakh. Correct. Now the net investment, the present value means 1,03,340 plus 7660 means the present value of UGRV. Then cost of goods sold is the carrying amount 1 lakh minus 7660. Revenue will be equal to lease receivable. So you can see the cash, the journal entry. They have given journal entry in this way. We will give the entire journal entry. Means you can see with this they have also given one amortization table. The following table summarize interest income from the lease and the related amortization of net investment in the lease. So they have given what interest income also, what will be the interest income for the year, and they have also calculated net in this. They have calculated what this. So we have also done 1,03,340. They have calculated by using table. We have calculated directly, correct. Then they have also calculated the present value of this, that also we have done. Means only this thing they have given extra. We'll give journal entry. We'll give journal entry. But whether this is required or not required, that was not understood from the question. You can see they have said how should the lessor account for the same in the books of account. So they have not said for how many year we need to account. Correct now. So what I will suggest, whenever this type of questions is there now, always give amortization table. Always give amortization table. It will not take much time. Correct. So first we'll give the journal entry. So this was point number 2. Then point number 3. Madam, accounting treatment journal. What is the date they have given? Not, they have not given. Point number 1, on commencement of lease. Point number A, for recognition of what? For recognition of revenue. What journal entry? Lease receivable account debit to revenue, that is 1,03,340, 1,03,344, 344. Okay. Then we recognize what? Cost of sales. Point number B, for recognition of cost of sales. Journal entry is cost of sales account debit. What is cost of sales? 92,344. Then lease receivable account debit. It is how much? 7660 na? 7656. 7656. To what? Inventory. How much? 1 lakh. Got it. Then point number 2. At year end, on the assumption that commencement is the beginning of the year, we need to take that assumption only. Correct? Nothing has been given. So in this point number A, for recognition of what? Finance income. What journal entry? Lease receivable account debit to finance income. What is the rate of interest? So on what amount will calculate? 1,11,000. Very good. Into what? 10.05 0.78%. How much it is coming? 11,187. 11,187. And then for receipt of lease payment, what journal entry? Bank account debit. How much we have received? 15,000. To what? Lease receivable 15,000. Correct? Then calculation of finance income over lease term. So if the time permit, you can do this also, because from the question it is not understood whether they have required this or not. Up to this, so okay, everyone will give, but whether this is required or not, that we don't know. Correct now? But as per ICAI solution, they have given, so you can do it year end, opening receivable, interest at whatever rate, then lease payment received, then closing receivable. Year end one, it is how much? 1 lakh 11,000. Correct? Interest, it is 11,187. It is 15,000. So what is the amortized cost? How much? 1,07,187. Can I see you can do it for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You can do it now. Just can you give me this amount? I just want this amount. I want to just inform you something, or I can take from this also if you want. I just want to inform something, because in that I think you may do something mistake. Therefore, some clarification is required. Can you give me at the end of 10th year what is the opening balance? How much coming? How much? 59.46 na. Now, can I say lease payment is 15,000? And can I say the closing balance will be now equal to GRB plus UGRB, that is 50,000, because you don't know whether the asset will be now sold. You don't know right now. Initially you don't know now. It is only a guaranteed given. Now whether the asset will be sold to lessee or any third party, that we don't know. Correct now. But can I say the closing balance will be equal to 50,000? Not understanding. Means can I say it is what? This 50,000 consists of GRB 30,000 and UGRB 20,000. So that will become closing balance. Right now initially you don't know whether the how much amount will be recovered from the sale of the asset. It can be equal to 30,000, it can be more than 30,000, it can be more than 50,000 also. On actual sale it will understand now. Got it? So the difference will be interest figure. Interest is how much? This plus this minus this. How much? 5951. 5953. चलो ठीक है. Got it? So what I want to say, always write down this GRB UGRB as closing balance. GRB plus UGRB write down as closing balance. Understood? I hope you are understanding this point. Have you understood this point? बोलना रही. Correct. Now one doubt will come, sir, what about this? Suppose it is not sold to the lessee, then it will be sold to any other person. Correct. Suppose I am just informing you that suppose it is sold to third party at 40,000. Suppose now asset will come back. Asset will come back to the lessor if the honors is not transferred. So lease receivable how much appearing in the books? 50,000. Now sold at what? 40,000. So what journal entry will do? Bank account 40,000 to lease receivable 50,000, and the difference will what? Loss how much? 10,000. Got it? And suppose it cannot be sold, then entire receivable will be impaired. Entire receivable will be impaired. Got it? Have you understood this point? So normally they don't ask accounting treatment for this at the end of lease term. Normally they don't ask. Right? We can understand the lease receivable, the closing balance will be 50,000 at the end of lease term. At the end of lease term, the closing balance would be how much? 50,000. That I just want to inform you. Have you understood this point? Have you understood this point? Correct. So if they require, we'll do it. Otherwise, we will not do it. But it depends upon the solution also. So in solution, normally I have seen they give amortization table. I don't know why. Correct. Now point number 6. Sometimes they ask extract of SOPL also. So if they ask extract of financial statement, then what will do? So first statement of PL, SOPL. So I am just doing for year 1 and year 2. Year 1 and year 2. Correct. Year 1, what is revenue? Revenue is equal to what? 1,03,344. Correct. And there will be one finance income. Finance income will go to other income. So finance income is what? 11,187 first year. Second year how much? It will be 10,000. You have already calculated. 10,802. Correct. And expense will be on cost of sales. Cost of sales is what? 92,344. Can I say this become one extract of SOPA? In extract, never calculate profit or loss because this is only part of SOPA. Don't total also. Point number B, will also prepare one extract of balance sheet. Extract of balance sheet. So I am just doing for year 1 and year 2. Year 1 and year 2. Correct. So of course this lease receivable is a financial asset. It is a financial asset. Correct. Okay, lease receivable for manufacturer will be equal to trade receivable. Is it trade receivable? Are you able to understand? Correct. So what we write down under non-current asset. Non-current asset. Under non-current asset we write down what? Financial asset. Under financial asset what we write? Do you remember? Under financial asset what we write? Under financial asset what we write? You forgot na? बोल दे yes or no. So under financial asset what we write? चेक कर लेते हैं if you have forgotten. So can you say investment will come? Investment, then trade receivable, then loan, then what? Other financial asset. Correct. So investment, trade receivable, loan, other financial asset. Similarly, for current also it will be investment, trade receivable, but after that there are two more points. You remember? It is cash and cash equivalent and other bank balance. You remember? Then loan, then other financial asset. So can I say both have trade receivable? So this trade receivable means non-current portion. This is what current portion. Current portion means what is receivable within 12 months and what is not receivable within 12 months will be non-current portion. Means some portion will be current, some portion will be non-current. I hope you are understanding whatever I am saying. Are you able to follow me? So it means can I say in this point number whatever point don't write. In this trade receivable will come. अरे बोलना रे. So can you give me what is non-current portion? What happened? 1 minute. Can you give me what is non-current portion? Trade receivable. Acha. Can you give me what is this amount? Second year, what is the closing balance? 1,02,989. Correct. So whenever this lease payment is paid at the end of the year, so the difference will be what? Current. The difference will be current and this will be non-current. Understood. So non-current will be 1,02,989 na. And then we write down current asset, we write down financial asset, we write down trade receivable, trade receivable. So what is uh, current portion? 4,198. Have you understood this point? Similarly, you can do for second year. For second year, you want this balance also. Can you give me this balance? Can you give me this balance? 98,638. This become non-current. So 98,638 become non-current. Can you give me the difference? Can you give me the difference? 4,000 पक्का 4,352 पक्का. Got it. पक्का. Correct. $4,349 I am getting. 52 or 49? अरे बाबा, it takes so much time. The difference between these two, 1,02,989 minus 98,638. How much coming? 4,000. So why you have given this amount? Who has given this amount? I will die. 1,02,989 minus, this is correct now. Whatever I have written. Huh? 1,02,000? This is wrong. It is not what? How much? 369. Okay, sir. So 1,02,989 minus 98,369 is equal to 4620. 4620. Now, okay. This will also change. Is how much? 398,369. Okay. Have you understood the extract? Extract you understood? 368. Correct na? Okay. Have you understood this? Something wrong? Yes, sir. So what is the intention? Intention is to inform you everything about the manufacturer dealer. I hope you have understood. Now, if you have time in exam, then of course do what? Non-manufacturer dealer. Otherwise, just write a note that we have assumed the lessor is what? Manufacturer dealer. Alternative answer can be given if we assume manufacturer is lessor is a non-manufacturer dealer. That much you can write down. But in class we will do na. In class we'll do na. So point number. This was point number 2. Now coming to point number 3. Accounting treatment in the books of lessor, assuming he is a non-manufacturer or dealer. In exam, do only when time permit. Correct? Or specifically specified in the question. Then so you need to do it only. If question is silent, do this part only when time permit. Otherwise, give a note that we have assumed manufacturer. If non-manufacturer, then alternative solution can be given. Correct? Chalega. But now can I say we can do directly journal entry because we know each and every point? Correct. So on commencement of lease, what journal entry? Can you say now lease receivable will be equal to what? Present value of lease payment plus what? Present value of UCRB means it will be equal to 1 lakh 11,000. No need to calculate also. Correct. 2, it was equipment na. 2 equipment, what is the carrying amount? 2 equipment, what is the carrying amount? 1 lakh. And there is no indirect cost to gain. Gain is how much? Transfer to PL. How much? 11,000. 11,000 gain. Correct. So only this journal entry will be different because there is no IDC. IDC hota to it will be inclusive of IDC if given. Just write down. Will be inclusive of IDC if given. If not given, then can I say accounting treatment remains same only. Now lease receivable 1,11,000. finance income will be same two journal entry we repeat. So what is the second journal entry at year end? At year end, what is journal entry? Lease receivable account debit. How much interest income? 11,187 na? 187 na? 11,187. And then one more journal entry is what? Bank account debit to what? Lease receivable with what amount? 15,000. But just try to understand. It will not take more than 1 minute if you are giving also. Because all calculation we have done. If there is an IDC, so it require what? Calculation of 1 second IRR. Because we don't know what is the given IRR is for which, means it is whatever IRR has been given, that has been calculated by considering IDC or not. In that case, you need to just check it if whether IRR is considering IDC or not considering IDC, but that type of question they will never give. Whenever IDC given now, however, till now they have not given any IDC in any question. But if given, then you need to use some smart work. Correct? I hope you have understood. But same to same question come now. Then first assume manufacturer dealer. Why? Why manufacturer dealer? Because as per ICAI solution, sir, that much for ratification we can do now. Because they have given only one question and they have assumed manufacturer dealer. Why to take risk? Will not take any risk in exam. Will play safe. Will play safe. Just like a helmet we are wearing. One type of helmet to avoid any risk. We know that accident will not happen. We know the accident will not happen. Then also we wear helmet now. Just like helmet that will follow ICAI suggested solution. Correct. I hope entire discussion done you have understood.